I don't know is the dismissive avoidant catchphrase. When you're trying to get answers from this person, when you're pressing them about anything to do with the relationships, how they feel, what their emotions are, the most likely answer you're going to get is, I don't know. And when they tell you that they don't know, it's because they genuinely don't. How do you feel about the relationship? I don't know. Do you see a future together? I don't know. Why do you feel this way? I don't know. I've lost feelings, but I don't know why. I just don't see a future together, but I don't know why. The spark is gone, but I don't know why. Why are you pulling back from me? I don't know. I just feel like I have to. I don't know. I just feel this way. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It can be extremely frustrating because how could they not know? Well, the reason they don't know is because they don't understand their own emotions and they really struggle with self-reflection. Dismissive avoidants are people that experienced consistent childhood emotional neglect, growing up in households where their basic needs were met, but their emotional needs were absolutely not met. They had food, clothing, shelter, but households where you don't talk about feelings. And when they tried to express their feelings and needs, it was met with sound rejection, sometimes even reprimanded, punished even for having emotions. Nobody ever showed them how to deal with stress. Nobody ever showed them how to deal with life issues. So they had to figure it out on their own. And they learned that their emotions weren't welcome, so they learned to stuff it, bottle it up, and suppress it. Emotions weren't safe. Emotional closeness wasn't safe. They developed a core wound of shame as well. Defectiveness. It must be me. I must not be lovable. This is why I'm not getting my emotional needs met. So, due to a lifetime of emotional suppression, stuffing their emotions, they become completely out of touch with what their feelings are, and they often don't even understand what their own emotions are. This is called alexithymia. Alexithymia is defined as the inability to recognize and understand one's own emotions and the inability to recognize and understand the emotions in others. They suppress so much emotion that they don't even understand it when it comes bubbling up, and sometimes suppress it to the point where they can't even feel it. Plus, looking within and self-reflecting and digging deep is so difficult for them, so painful, and it goes against all of their instincts. It's all from that core wound of shame. For a person to grow emotionally, one must self-reflect. You have to process emotions, not suppress them. But the core, most important part of self-reflection is taking personal accountability, looking within and saying, these are my shortcomings. These are my insecurities. This is what I've done wrong. This is where I've gone wrong. This is how I can do better. Learning from our mistakes, that's how we grow as people in any capacity. But when it comes to emotional matters, relationship matters, dismissive avoidants generally don't self-reflect. Because self-reflection and acknowledging any wrongdoing, shortcomings, or insecurities in their mind is the equivalent of confirming their own defectiveness. Instead of viewing it as an opportunity to grow, it's, I did this wrong because I'm defective. I have this shortcoming because I'm not lovable, because I'm worthless, because I'm a bad person. It's too painful. So it almost becomes instinctive and reflexive for them to project the responsibility of their behaviors, insecurities, and fears onto other people and other things. So if it becomes somebody else's fault, if it's not their fault, they don't have to self-reflect and they don't have to take accountability. So looking within and digging deep is extremely difficult for them. So think about it this way. If you have this strong urge to run away from a relationship, if you've suddenly felt the powerful need to create distance and to just avoid your partner, but you refuse to dig deep and you refuse to analyze why, how can you possibly know what the answer is? How can you possibly articulate it to the other person? You can't. So at best, you're going to come up with, I don't know, if anything at all, which is why silence and stonewalling and ghosting are very common behaviors. They just get completely frozen up with anxiety because they don't want to actually experience their emotions, and they certainly don't want to have to be vulnerable and express them. Vulnerability means closeness, opening up, rejection opportunity, too painful. So hearing I don't know from your dismissive avoidant? Well, they're probably telling you the truth. They probably genuinely do not know. And it's not because of you. It has nothing to do with your worth or you not being good enough. It's their limited capacity to express emotions, understand their emotions, and be vulnerable. It's from their insecurities, nothing to do with you or the quality of a partner that you are, and certainly nothing to do with your worth.